Passing out the medicines. We've been on that rock star regimen, knowing that I'm heaven sent, higher than I ever been. I got a problem with.
What's going on, guys? This is Totally Blitzed podcast, a show about shots, smoke, and football. And of course, your host is Paul Pickle Winham Concha, and I'm always joined with.
You already know. It's that boy Lil KK, aka the Don PYE, aka Kev Water Boy Savoy, aka the motherfucker with the green mangoes. Why? Because Steelers, it's time to let that man go.
Oh, I see what the real reason for the mangoes were.
It's time to let that man go. You feel me? Let him go do what he got to do, man. I don't know why my mangoes are still green. I bought these shits on Saturday, but hey, man, Steelers, man, it's time to let that man go. Congratulations, Big Ben, Hall of Fame career. Still got one more game. Went to Heinz Field, got a dub. Shout out Boswell for that one. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I can't give it to the offense, but that kicker, he did his thing. So shout out that man. That boy went on my little brother championship. Tell me how he had to go against a dude that had Deontay Johnson, and like he was up by 3, and then Deontay Johnson had like 17 points in like the first half. And it was just like, oh, fuck. But Boswell just kicked that boy into the championship.
He had like 4 field goals, I believe, or 5 maybe. I know at least 4.
It was definitely, but there was a couple of far. It was like a 50-yarder or a 48.
Yeah, the first one was like a 55er because I remember the second one was a 49er, and I was like, ooh, anyone who got him in fantasy, like that's double digits right there. Fuck the extra point he kicked a little bit ago.
Extra point won the game out there. The last one with Najee Harris.
The extra point will win a lot of people a lot of games.
Because like he outscored Deontay Johnson by like 1 because of that.
And Najee Harris, shout out to him breaking the rookie Steelers franchise record for rushing yards in the season. That stat held since 1972 was the holder. I don't remember his name, but something Franco. Steelers fans are probably gonna let me know, but yeah, shout out to him.
That's a big deal too, because I guess the same team that had Jerome Bettis, Le'Veon Bell, like they got some running backs over there now.
Yeah, but is that where you want to start? Obviously, we're talking week 17 recap. One last week before the playoffs. Next second to last week before playoffs. Just that one more. But while we're on it, what's your thoughts of Baker? Like, I know I'm not even here to say like, oh, Baker did terrible, but like as a coach, I've seen this talk of a lot of places. Like as a coach and staff, like if like why is Nick Chubb not on the field in some big scenarios? Like, are you resting him? And if you're resting him, why are you not resting your injured quarterback? If this game you're already out of the playoffs, like what he's already hurt, and like I don't know. To me, it's just like this. What was the point of keeping Baker out there?
Hey, man, that's a great question. You know, my answer is let that man go. You better let that man go.
Hey, I'm not gonna. If it was the last ride, at least maybe they're letting him be the one to be like, hey, this is why we're seeing him. So whenever they let him go, it's like, oh, y'all know why. There ain't no question on why we let the man go.
Hey, so here's the one thing about that though, because Baker is skilled. He is at the end of the day, he's still talented. He just doesn't make great decisions all the time. And he just doesn't look well. Like he's supposed to be that guy on that team because the team built so well around him. He's supposed to be that guy. Like you made the best point week 1 when they played the Chiefs. He was like, when they was up in the Chiefs going into the fourth quarter, that's what Baker's supposed to be like, all right, y'all, just chill. I got this. He's just not that guy right now.
That's why.
He just don't got it. He just don't got that killer. And like you need that right now in the AFC. Oh, you need that because them boys only need 40 seconds.
And that's crazy because coming out of college, he was like he had all the moxie and confidence. Like he was sticking the flag in the middle of the Ohio State he was doing some shit where it's like, oh, that's a quarterback that you can build around, like get the culture going with.
That's what I knew about him because, like, you know, I don't watch no college, but that's what I knew. Like, well, white boy, baller. You're looking like Johnny Manziel, sober. Like, like motherfucking. He was supposed to be that dude. He is a dude. He's pretty. he's better than half the quarterbacks in the league.
We'll
He's better
see.
than a lot of quarterbacks in the league.
Because I'll give him, I was always never big on his side, even before the season started. Like me and you both, when all the other NFL experts and analysts were giving the Browns 12, 13 wins, Super Bowl pick, the scariest team in the league, all those stuff. Like me and you both saying they're like on paper, yeah, they're good, but like Baker is not like the Baker doesn't put fear in no man's heart. Like it doesn't matter what team was across from him. And a crazy statistic I saw was they're 0-24 in the last like games when they're down by 8, and like 8, like the announcers room was poking fun at him, like, bro, like it's only 8 points. You're not losing by 20. Like, how can y'all have no comebacks when you're down by 8, 0-24 when losing by 8? Which also proves the point that I've always said, like, this is a team when in the lead, they can win because Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, short passes to the tight end. But when you need a comeback, when you need your quarterback to put the team on his back, when you're losing, you need to throw the ball. That's not this team with Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, and this is like them and the Colts are in very similar situations. And we said at the beginning of the season, they have a great team on paper, great team,
great O-line, great run game,
great run game. But like, you trust that guy right there to win you a chip? Because that's the only thing they're gonna say about you guys when you're that talented all around. They're only gonna bring up championships. So like Baker's that dude. Baker's a good dude, probably a great person. But as a $30 million quarterback, I don't know.
Yeah, people make a point assumptions. Like I said, like I think like third, fifth episode, I said like I asked you the question: if Tannehill came to the Browns, how would that offense look? And then you immediately you're like, damn, like that this team would be scary at this point. Like, so like that's what I was pointing out. You don't have to be top 10 in the league. You just have to be like good, like not making plays that have you looking at the screen like what the fuck and shit like that thrown across the body. Sometimes he plays hero ball, but then one of his big sacks was when he pump faked to a wide open tight end. And that was someone who was scared to throw the ball. And it's like, now it's like, are you not feeling confident? If you're not, like, it's just now there's so many more layers to it, then he just might not be good. And like now it might be bigger.
I say Jared Goff that shit. Trade that boy straight up for Russell Wilson.
I think Russ free agent though, and Russ even said himself like that was another great storyline. Him right before the game or a day before the game coming out saying like, this might be my last game in Seattle. Right after Pete Carroll said we have the essence to win, stuff like that. So it was just like, who knows what's really going to happen there. So, but let's close out the Steelers game. Good job, Big Ben. You got one last win at home. I know it was bigger than a game. Like you could see all like high fiving the fans at the end. That was pretty cool. I like that. That's one pro to stay with one team your whole career. Like, cause you get to do something like that.
18 years. That's a long ass time. I haven't done anything for 18 years except be alive.
And never had a losing record, which is crazy.
Genius. But like, that was a good staple win for them boys. And like he said, it was exactly how his career was. Ugly wins, tough, strong, world
good defense.
And he ended on the knee. Shout out that defender that got that pick. I should have got his name. But they ended with a knee. And Joe Hayden I'm telling you, Joe Hayden, second coming over there. They haven't been doing his thing over there.
Left the Browns. I think the Browns cut him, and then the Steelers picked him up. So it was like he always takes those Browns games a little bit more serious. But yeah, great win overall. Let's go one game back. Sunday Night Football. This was, I think everyone saw this coming. Kirk Cousins was out, and Packers just blow the doors off of the Vikings 37-10. Great team win. Packers clinched the NFC first seed. But my big thing was someone was saying, I saw a tweet that really resonated. That like, oh, if you don't like Kirk Cousins, seeing a game when he's not the Vikings quarterback makes you appreciate Kirk Cousins or something like that. And I was like, that's a good point because this team looks so bad without Kirk Cousins. Like, I'm not even saying like the rest of the team sucks. It's just like, oh yeah, like with a backup quarterback in, this shit looks fucking bad.
I think he gets unnecessary hate. Like I used to say this entire season, like I watched to understand why I do not like this team. Like I still not all the way there. Like I'll be trying to say it's Mike Zimmer, but I don't know. His press conferences be decent. But Packers fuck them boys up, kid.
Yeah, own them.
That's when you see Jordan Love going and getting them reps, kid. Packers fuck them boys up, motherfucking. And it was cold. It was 10 degrees, and it was so cold. It felt at one point it dropped to 6, and it felt like 0. Like Aaron Rodgers said he was shivering, which is a fucking supposed to. It's 0 degrees outside.
I know.
And them motherfuckers, you know, them cheese heads, they in that bitch.
Some of them had no shirts on. I was sitting there.
I'm just sitting here looking like, what the fuck? Like it's gonna be a difference this playoffs. They just clinched the number 1 seed off of that win too. So like, you gotta go through Lambeau. And I seen a sign that said the playoffs go through the frozen tundra and Lambeau, and I was like, kid, y'all gotta deal with that shit. If you trying to win the NFC, you gotta pull up. You gotta go check in.
Yeah, and one thing I thought was weird was Mike Zimmer. He said he doesn't want to see Kellen Mond in next week's game, and he didn't put him in this game here. He would use Sean Mannion. It was like his last name. I feel like I want to say Manning, but Mannion. But Kellen Mond is your 3rd round quarterback y'all took this year out of Tech. Like why? Like you're already out the playoffs. Does Kellen Mond stink that bad? Like I have no idea because they did kind of bring him in kind of like Trask behind Brady. Just sit, learn. Eventually, this might be your team. Because 3rd round pick, you could have used that somewhere else. Like now you're even giving this guy garbage. Like I don't know. I find that pretty weird.
Yeah, that is pretty weird. But I'm not gonna lie, Trask was a treat for Florida. That was supposed to be a good pickup for them. They just look like they're not really doing nothing like that. But
that's what Kellen Mond was, the Texas A&M. I won't say version of college Trask, but like the only reason them boys ever got like 8 wins was because of the Kellen Mond.
I respect it. But hey, man, Packers defense almost put up a shutout in the first half. Like they got one little field goal in there before the half was over. But Vikings got fucked up, kid. And like, bring Kirk Cousins back like yesterday. Like I don't care. Got Tovin. Hey, bring that nigga back. Make him play with a mask on or something.
Yeah, for real. But yeah, good win for the Packers. Got the division, not the division, but the whole conference locked.
And it's crazy. It's as if somebody knew that was gonna happen.
I don't know who that could have been.
Hey, remember the 2 of them. One of their losses was against the Saints week 1, the Aints, and it was motherfucking the Chiefs with Jordan Love as a starter.
I don't really like doing this, but like not Brady, but Rodgers threw, I think, 2 interceptions in that first game, no touchdowns. So if you really take out like the biggest fumble of like that, like the game that maybe you can toss it up to him not being there all offseason.
Just the outlier game. It's always an outlier.
Like his numbers are already ridiculous, but it makes it even crazier.
That should be. And like, remember, one of those was literally just a throw up. Like, yo, Devontae, make a play, please.
Already down, just fuck it. But yeah. Let's jump right into the blowout block because there was some ugly steamers. And
I seen motherfuckers put up 50 points, and I was like, bro, they put up 50 points. That's just crazy. Like last week niggas put up 50 points. This week motherfuckers put up 50 points. So
2 teams put up 50 this week.
But it was the second one that killed me because it was against my Lions. I was like, no. I understand y'all ain't got no corners right now, but you just let DK get 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, let's jump into that one real quick. 51-29. Like, it was just like, I think Pat McAfee should have said it best as a dog walk the whole way through. They just never stopped scoring. Russ was in at the 4th quarter throwing touchdowns. I was just like, but this might be his last game in Seattle if they're keeping him in for the whole 60 minutes right now. That's what I took into that.
Hey, fuck them boys all the way up. But DK, 3 touchdowns, that's that dude.
And Russ threw 4 total, I believe. No interceptions. And one person, I picked the Lions. I'll own it, but I did not know that Jared Goff was out. That one shocked me. Like when Tim Boyle was getting to start, I didn't realize that Jared Goff was trending downwards. But I also don't pay attention to the Lions that much. So that's on me. But Amon St. Brown, doesn't matter who's playing quarterback. That man, these last like 5-6 weeks, he's just
ever since he got that catch against the Cardinals, he just hasn't looked back. He said, yo, I understand Jamar Chase is cool and all, but hey, don't forget about me now.
Yeah, and he was a late round pick. Like he was one of the last like rated receivers on the board, I believe. And so that I know he circled every receiver that was taken before him.
Hey, look, they said, hey, the Lions did the same thing with Amani. Picked that boy up in like the 7th round. Now look, just third in the league in interceptions. So like, yeah. The Lions be knowing something, a thing or two in the late round.
Well, let's jump over to the other 50-point burger that put up. Mac Jones, Bill Belichick, Damian Harris, Ramon Stevenson. This like young Patriots offense is beating the crap out of the Jaguars, 50-10.
Hey, I will say this: it was 7-3 at the end of the first.
Hey, yeah. It was a slow start. Slow acceleration on the Patriots, but once they hit top speed.
Oh yeah, shit was bad. Mac Jones, I can't tell he's a rookie anymore. Like. Because, like, I'm not saying that he's, like, an all-star crazy, doing crazy things, like, because we see what Joe Burrow doing. He just hit his 17th game, week 17. But motherfucking Mac Jones does not just look like a rookie no more. Not only does he just make great plays and stuff like that, he just doesn't make a lot of mistakes. And, like, it's a system. Bill would have his head if he made a bunch of mistakes. But, like, the running game that they have around him is even nastier. They had 5 rushes. If you don't count the quarterbacks, they have 5 rushes for a little bit under 181 yards because the quarterbacks had 2 rushes for I think 3 or 4 yards.
What did we say last episode? Running back factory.
Facts. Damian Harris is he's 1 touchdown away from being Patriots single season record holder. I don't know if it's rookie or just rushing in total.
I believe he had 2 this week.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I believe too. I haven't been fantasy football. That's the only reason why I always knew about that. That boy was low key like that.
Yeah, and the Jaguars got obliterated. Don't get me wrong, that's the best word for it. But I don't want to count out Trevor Lawrence. I feel like he can keep his confidence up, and they could just build around him, get him a decent. I'll give him a defensive-minded coach because I feel like they have a defense that can build. But I just don't want to count out Trevor Lawrence, even though he's having just a really tough time. And he threw a touchdown. I think he threw 2 picks too, but he threw a touchdown. So, hey, man, he's my Jaggies, man. He's my Jaggies.
Yeah, I just want to see how he looks once he has a competent system around him, a team to build him up. But who knows? I just hope it won't be one of those stories where it's gonna be like, what if? Because he did shit happened too early in his season. And sometimes you just have one bad season. People never look at you again in the NFL.
It's just a confidence thing too. If you don't let this, Zach Wilson can be going through the same thing. Don't let this kill your confidence.
Yeah, I my big thing with him was just he has the tools, and now not the tools around him. I'm talking about the physical. He's 6'6".
Yeah, his mechanics are great too.
Yeah, everything about him screams should be star in NFL one day.
And this is his first time losing, and he's not pouting and just throwing his helmet all the time. I don't know. They don't really show too much about the Jags. Maybe he does do some little stuff, but he just does it. He's just not somebody you want to count up.
But on to the next blowout. We have 2 more. We have the Bears putting up 29 on the Giants. Glennon got obliterated, I think, early. Fromm looked terrible. At one point, Glennon had 24 yards in the 3rd quarter or some shit. It was just bad. The defense for the Bears.
Passing yards.
Huh?
Individuals had -10 passing yards.
Jesus. But shout out Robert Quinn. He set the Bears season sack record. I think he's sitting at 19 right now, 2nd behind TJ Watt. Another big game. Actually, let me pull it up because I believe he had a couple sacks this game. But yeah, this Bears team, they had a terrible season this year. I'm gonna say it a little early, but keep an eye on them next year because they had David Montgomery, and the more I know we didn't get to see Fields play, but Dolan didn't have that good of a game. But I'm more of they have a great running game, a great defense, and Justin Fields might be similar to the Jalen Hurts style quarterback that I am always raving about. So I will give him. I think he should be. He's definitely a starter in NFL. I won't say he's a star. I won't put him on that star stat, but he has that similar attributes where
17 weeks. 17 weeks. That's how long I waited for you to say something nice about Justin Fields.
Robert Quinn had 1 sack in the game. But yeah, with that 1 sack, broke the Bears, historic, one of the oldest team, probably one of the, if not oldest team in the NFL. Now his name's in their history books.
My favorite thing about a lot of these guys that breaking the records, they're doing this at week 6, 17 in a COVID year. So like there's a good chance these people not only did it without the asterisk within the 16 games, but like they probably missed the game too.
Yeah. And so that whole they had an extra game argument, it's redundant, and stop using it. Basically, that's what we're saying nicely.
Touch yourself. Tell anybody that uses that, just tell them to cut themselves with a broken plastic knife. Like, don't even use a real one. It's a broken plastic knife to let you know how stupid you are.
The last game on our blowout block, the Dolphins have been eliminated from the playoffs, with the Titans putting up 34 at home to the Dolphins 3. It was a murky day. It was a rainy day, and they just had a game plan. They ran the ball like 38 times to our 14. Duke Johnson was putting up 6.5 yards per carry, and then we just stopped using him. I'm pro Flores, so I'm not going to blame it all on him, but it did look like it was not a great. Like we had too many passes when it's raining hard. Like it was bad raining. People are slipping on routes, dropped balls, shit like that. And you see on the Titans side, they're running the ball efficiently because we don't have a run defense. And Tannehill making a short, smart little passes, and that's all. And just easy win. I'll give it to them. They were a playoff caliber team that day. We were not. It was a good season though. As a Dolphins fan, it was a hell of a roller coaster. 7 straight losses to 7 straight wins. I ain't that upset. We still got next year with Tua. We're gonna get a better O-line. Let's see what we can do with free agency.
I got a lot of money. That's the best take for you. I got a lot of money. But shout out y'all boys. Y'all boys 7 in a row. That's a lot of games. Like
shout out to City. We were there for one of those.
It's really hard. Oh yeah, I was there for real. But people don't understand it's hard to get a win in the NFL. And to do 7 times in a row, that just means that you did everything you're supposed to do, got tightened up, yeah. And that just brings a lot of
camaraderie. I know I can't even say it.
I was about to say it brings motherfuckers together.
It builds a culture in that locker room.
But yeah, so hey, shout out them boys for just sitting down and saying like, yo, bro, we're not giving up, we're not quitting. So shout out them boys. You guys gotta play the Patriots, so y'all get a sneaky dub. You swept the Patriots in the down season, in their best down season ever. So like, y'all got a lot of good takeaways from that. Defense came back, great coaching. I want to put him in coach of the year talk just because Vrabel was nasty, but like, if y'all boys can come back next year with some shits, he gonna be in that coach of the year talk. But shout out y'all boys, but shout out the Titans.
Yeah, Vrabel locking up the AFC South.
Number 1 in the AFC right now. We gonna get into the Colts and the Raiders because I didn't bring up the AFC South. No. But they said that they've had 57 starters.
Yeah. Right behind the Saints. Because the Saints, I think, had 58.
That's insane. Like, and he's found a way. Like, we gonna get to the Panthers in a second because like Matt Rule ugly last time I saw. It's tough to win when you have 11 different O-line combinations, which is a fucking lot. And like your quarterback's not that good already, but like Vrabel ain't saying that. Vrabel, hey man, put you in the fucking face. You got probably my fucking O-line combinations. So like, hey man, shout out like my coach of the year, at least my coach of the year, the Titans, Vrabel, and like Derrick Henry start practice on Wednesday.
Yeah, and that's gonna be right in time. There's no need to even. I mean, y'all can play, but I believe they played the Jaguars or the Texans in the season.
Bruh, get that fucking bye, because all you got to do is beat the fucking Texans. So get that bye, bust their ass, and then take everybody up.
Yeah, and then Derrick Henry, hopefully, hey, that will be scary.
And a week, that extra week to let him heal. Come on, kid. They earned that. They earned that. Take your first round bye and keep it moving, homies.
Yeah, and a lot of people were saying last year was maybe a fluke and shit like that. But hey, I'm also saying like for Tannehill, the moment because people forget Mariota was the starter and Tannehill went over there kind of like there's a backup. That's like I'm just gonna sit here and wait for my moment. And got his moment, never looked back. And now this team, they went to the conference finals last year and not conference finals, but conference championship last year, lost to the Chiefs. They're hungry. And Mike Vrabel, that boy, Flores was always in my heart, coach of the year, but I think Vrabel kind of got it locked up, unless maybe they go with LaFleur, which I could see. But
yeah, it's tough. It's tough to lock it up, but he has the best. He
in
has
the
the
streets,
best.
Vrabel's the coach of the year.
Yeah, in the streets, maybe we already know who the real coach of the year is. It don't matter who get the award. Streets know.
But yeah, that wraps up the blowout block. And let's jump right into one of the first games that happened at 1:00, and it was big. The Cardinals and the Cowboys. Cardinals won.
That happened at 1:00. That wasn't a 4:00 game.
No, it wasn't 1:00. It was weird. But the Cardinals, yeah, I don't know why it wasn't a 4:00 game, but there was a like 3-4 o'clock games, and it was the Panthers, Saints, 49ers, Texans, Chargers, Broncos, and Lions, Seahawks. I don't know why they put this game on at the 1:00.
No, I'm pretty sure it was a 4:00 game.
I can double check.
Because I watched the Bengals and the Chiefs and the Falcons and the Bills at 1:00, and I watched this one at 4:00.
You might be right because
the Chargers and Broncos was a 4:00 game too, right?
Yeah, that one definitely.
Yeah, because the Chargers ran back that kick, and I was like, man.
No, this one was at 4. I don't know why they have it in the 1:00 spot on my like in the lineups of the week. They have them all like right after the Titans game.
Let's get into it though.
With the Cardinals winning, for knocking off the Cowboys at home, the kind of silencing everyone that was speaking down when there was a lot of people that was saying that this team was broken.
I was about to say, who's everyone, man? I don't know.
I know you were always pro. Like I was kind of on the fence, but I never jumped over just because I was like, the Cardinals, they are still a good team. I just never liked the coach and like his decisions. And like so,
I don't know, man. This week, I don't know. Was crafty.
Mike McCarthy, who I've never really liked as a coach, him not having any timeouts because he uses like he's always been bad with his timeout management. There was that one last play where it could have maybe been a fumble. You never know how the refs are going to rule, especially if you're going to challenge it. But he had no timeouts left and he couldn't challenge anything, which is like, to me, was the epitome to sum up the Cowboys. Like, you can play the best game as you can play, but this coach is like, all season he's had fucking goofs with timeouts, and like to see it actually finally cost him a game instead of it just being, oh, it's okay, we still won. It's like, bam, this is what we talk about. Like, what if this was the playoffs? What if that was the playoff game right there?
See, I'm not even gonna get mad at him for this one because like all season, that's facts, he's been fucking up, but this one wasn't his fault. Cliff Kingsbury is an evil genius. It was he said one of his assistants, Rogers, so it was like, hey, yeah, let's fake. Let's just confuse them. Let's fake. I don't know if they faked, like they was going for it and then kept putting the field goal team on or something like that. But like they had to call the timeout because they had the wrong team, the wrong personnel on. So that's why they had to call the timeout. But the rule is that if offense makes a substitution, that they have to give defense time to make a substitution. So they got away with that one. That was crafty. That's why I like that shit right there. So that's why I can't get too mad at Mike McCarthy because technically that was against the rules. The rest was supposed to stop that themselves. But and he would have had that timeout for the fumble. But this isn't what ifs. This is football. And what happened was some crafty shit. I like that shit. But hey, man, I'm gonna say what I've been saying, man. Cardinals, they missing some key players, but they good. They all good. It's all good in AZ. Everything's straight. It's still sunny. And hey, foot fellas can still walk around with guns because that's how it is in AZ. But motherfucking Cardinals did like Kyler Murray's balling, 263 yards, 2 touchdowns, 9 rushes for 44 yards. But like, I threw that out there real fast because the stats can't really show what he did. Like a lot of the stuff he was going crazy with, like he got away from all types of pressure. He was really just making moves. And
Micah Parsons all on the ass and him just putting a little extra speed on the edge.
I remember like Micah Parsons. You called me Micah Parsons.
Micah Parsons. I don't know why I keep doing that.
No, bro. Wait till I make the compilation. All the names you messed up. This is gonna be funny. But Micah Parsons is like ran a 4.4. He outran Justin Fields. So like Kyler Murray got some wheels, boy, and them things stay greased. If you feel me. So like the boys is balling. The O-line only gave up 1 sack. It's kind of unfair because like the quarterback can just run away from a lot of pressure. So like, but at the end of the day, they held up. Buda Baker does not get talked about enough. I'm gonna say Buda Baker is a motherfucking problem. He got the only sack for that team, first off.
Yeah, he lines up and does a lot.
2 pass deflects. And he got a pick that they called back off of some tip drills. You know what I'm saying? Those is free. You gotta take those when you get them. And that boy cashed it. Like, hey man, this Cardinals team is good. Like they straight. Like they Gucci. They ready to.
I was gonna say, I'm just glad you're on the Buda Baker train because I remember before this season started, I did say something to you about Buda Baker, and you said, "Oh, only reason I know him is because DK Metcalf caught his ass," and I was just like, "Nah, bro, like this, like Buda Baker is not. Forget about that. Like he's a stud. Like he got an interception that play. Like you would forget. Like, he would have DK caught his ass, but he made a play on the ball. It was taking it the other way."
And bro, I was thinking back, what, like 95 yards? Like, bro probably got a 90-yard return.
But yeah, but continue. Yeah, that's all I want to say. I'm just happy to hear that the Buda Baker train is going strong.
So I had to give my own shout outs to the Cardinals because they played a great game. Let's pray. Now let's get to the boys. Let's pray for Michael Gallup. Season over. ACL tear. Tough. He was supposed to go crazy in the playoffs this year, but he did some gangster shit. I'm not gonna lie. That boy ended the season with a touchdown. I'm just saying.
On a one-on-one, on this jump ball, basically.
Last person, I'm just saying. Larry Fitzgerald did that shit in the Super Bowl. He ended his team with a touchdown. I'm just saying great players do great things. I might be a Gallup fan, but like
that boy Cedric Wilson came up though. The number 4 receiver, Cedric Wilson. He had like 4 catches. He had the other touchdown where he just like that's what I'm saying. Like them as a number 1 guy, Gallup when he became the number 1, and he wasn't really all that. But like just being in the luxury of having CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper, and you being the number 3 guy, like they always tend to eat in this Cowboys offense.
Hey man, I love it, man. Motherfucking. But the Cowboys had a chance to win this shit. Don't get me wrong, this game is 22-25, but like. The Cowboys had a chance to win this shit. Like it wasn't like they would have came back and tied this bitch up. No, they had a chance to win this motherfucker. But because the defense made 2 stands, like before they got the last field goal, before the Cardinals got the last field goal. And I'm pretty sure that field goal was off of the Cowboys' Dak Prescott's fumble late in the 4th. I want to say it was in the 4th, maybe not too late. But I think that's what kind of killed the momentum. And then they weren't making no splash plays. Like you see when the offense isn't getting a bunch of interceptions. I mean, the defense is getting a bunch of interceptions. They're not getting a bunch of sacks. They're not just throwing that bitch up. And then somebody's coming down with it. CeeDee Lamb's not catching it and just taking it up. And they don't do those splash plays. They look like a really normal team. And like, the game was still close. So I don't know if they're like them as a normal team is great. But I want to know, how do you feel about the penalties in this game? Because if you watch the interviews, the press conferences, everybody brought up penalties. Everybody brought up penalties. And you know who officiated this game?
I don't know. Who was it?
No, we got nigga Scott Novak.
Novak.
The entertainer, he called a lot. I found out that he's up there like in 1 or 2 of most penalties. I'm telling you, he like that TV time, bro.
Sometimes like they're there, but sometimes there are penalties where it's just like let the boys play. There's like let the boys play, especially when there's 3rd down and like a crucial 3rd down, and you just change the whole narrative of the game now because of that penalty. But hey, bro, the Cowboys offense got 45 yards rushing on the 17 carries, and Dak was the leading rusher with five carries, 20 yards. So like Zeke Elliott, 9 carries, 16 yards. Tony Pollard only had 3 for 9. So like I know the Cardinals have a good defense, but like y'all's bread and butter when y'all play the best is like 50-50. Like when y'all are really running the ball well, throwing the ball well. Dak played a good game. Outside of that fumble, he actually had 3 fumbles, but he recovered 2 of them. And the last big one was the one that, changed the momentum of the game late. But yeah, no, like you said, this is a splash. Ever since they made that analogy of like this is a splash team, it just like I didn't see no splash plays. This is a game they lost. When they do have splash plays, it's usually because they're winning. And like the Cardinals played a hell of a game, but Rodney Hudson came back, the All-Pro center, and I think that's why we didn't see much of the D line from Dallas, because I think when they have him, because that was the one thing they said was like Kyler's not really the leader of the offense. Rodney Hudson is, as like a veteran center. That's normal. Kyler Murray's young, so like now when you have the leader of the offense, especially the leader of the O-line is back, like usually things start tightening up and shit, like you clean up your act. And like that's what I saw out of the Cardinals. So this team definitely, because right now it's lined up, I believe they play the Cowboys come playoffs, like very first week. So like
no, that should be a nice matchup too.
Yeah, like just run it back. Like let's see it.
Yeah, I want to see it run it back. Just run it back. Fuck it. Just run it back. What happens this week? Y'all boys stay exactly where y'all at. Just run it back.
I just want to see the Cowboys get back on their running game. Zeke, I'm not big on Zeke. I'm more of a Tony Pollard guy. But if you're going to give Zeke 15 touches, I want to see Zeke eat. I want to see holes in the line. Like, let me see Zach Martin, Tyron Smith creating holes. Like, let me see this Cowboys offense do what they do.
I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of opposite. I kind of want to see Dak just throw for 400 because, like, I when they're rolling, when Zeke and them was eating like that, I just don't trust them. I just feel like that's something a lot of defenses can adjust to. Like, especially in the NFC, you got like the Eagles, the Cardinals. You got defense.
Maybe the Saints.
Yeah, you got defenses that can adjust to that and stop that. Like, because these are teams that play Jonathan Taylor well. So like, they're not worried about them too.
That's true. But on to the next game, we had the Bills beating the Falcons 29-15. I'm gonna let you speak on this game.
See, it's bad. It was bad because like I was like, damn, it's about to be a cold one. I didn't know it's finna snow. Like it was finna. Like I don't see the Falcons playing the snow. Like, and I'm a Falcons fan, so like that was interesting. I just thought it was like kind of like no way you could guard Stephon Diggs in the snow. Yeah, but he got like 3 catches. He only got like 3 catches for 20-something yards on my dog AJ Terrell. Terrell Island.
36 yards. Like him only allowing 36 yards is the most he's allowed or some shit.
Don't get me wrong though. I watched the game, so like I seen that he dropped a touchdown. Stephon Diggs dropped a touchdown. And then it was like a slant. It was a slant that maybe Josh Allen threw it a little bit hard, threw it a little too hard, and when it's kind of cold outside, so maybe that ball was kind of tough. So like, yeah, your fingers are kind of stuck. So like that bit kind of went like this and kind of went straight out. So I wouldn't call it. So you could tell it like that. And if they did that, it would have been a little different. Numbers would have been able to skew a little bit more. But like at the end of the day, we played well. We had the lead going into halftime, but there's just one thing that you just couldn't do. You can't stop that big ass motherfucker Josh Allen. Like that big ass motherfucker. What were we supposed to do about that? I was telling them boys, like I was like, yo, bro, I would chew the fuck out of that trash ass Bucks fans for losing the motherfucker. This was before AB did what he did. Losing the trailing to the fucking Jets right now, but we got our hands full with Josh Allen. Like, what the fuck is going on?
That's how I felt when we were getting blown out by the Titans. I was like, I can't really talk shit like I want to because we're getting beat right now. I got my focus. Yeah.
But we had our hands full. Like we got a pair of interceptions on, bro. And that shit was lit. You should have seen I was lit in the house, kid. I was like, yeah, bro, we finna do that. Fuck the cold. But nah, when he ran that ball, there was nothing we could do about that. That boy was just, he was too much running the thing. And then second half, first off, the refs were, I've never been an officiating complainer. But fuck them bitch ass niggas, man. Them niggas is hoes. They gave we got the stop the first drive, but they called a bullshit ass penalty, third down. So they got it 4 more drives. So 8. And that's when they learned we couldn't stop Josh Allen. Josh Allen straight in that hole. And then they called back our touchdown.
The Matt Ryan one.
And yeah, Aaron gave him a taunting penalty at the same time. So it was like, you bitch ass niggas. And like Matt Ryan catch a taunting penalty. Obviously, they called him a cracker.
And
like,
that was the play I felt like was the momentum killer, because that wasn't the third quarter to like kind of bring it back to close, and then y'all didn't score afterwards.
Yeah, I think so. But like, obviously, dude called him a cracker. He said something back. Like, there was no reason. When have you ever heard Matt Ryan talk shit? Like, I don't even think he.
No, that was that was gangster. When I saw that, I even like tweeted at the Falcons Twitter. I was just like, where Matt Ryan called him a fucking pussy. That's why they called him like, what's up, pussy?
Yeah. Brett called him a cracker. He's like, oh, try that again, cracker. He goes, I don't need to, bitch. I already scored, pussy. Like,
throw the ball up.
And then motherfucking, they threw that fucking flag. Niggas is hoes for that one. But like, hey man, we played well. We played really well against the Bills. And mark my motherfucking words. Next time the Falcons play the Bills, hopefully it's in motherfucking August or September. But motherfucking, I'm there. Bills Mafia. I gotta talk my shit.
Hey, y'all's pass defense. Like, yeah, Josh Allen did his thing on the ground, but y'all's pass defense, y'all one of the premier quarter, 120 yards, 11 of 26, like under 50%, 0 tuds, 3 interceptions. Like AJ Terrell with that one, and Alua Khan, who's leading the league in tackles.
Shout out my dog. I got a bag for you. The Falcons
back-to-back weeks with an interception, I believe. For him,
I don't think you got a pick.
Oh, I just saw something like pop up, like some statistic with his name that was like back-to-back interceptions or some shit. It might not have been this week, but I know he got one a couple weeks ago. That was the first time I remember saying his name.
Yeah, he got one. He got one against the Lions. They ugly asses.
And shout out Kyle Pitts getting his over 1K. But
that shit was fine.
I do want to see more Caldwell Patterson moving forward. Like, that was when y'all was winning games. I felt like when Caldwell Patterson was kind of balling.
Yeah, hey, CP be doing this thing, but like at the end of the day, you can neutralize that. Like, that's not something that like you want to lean on in your number one piece, and that's what a lot of times he was looking at. And I think our best games was when they didn't neutralize it, but you can neutralize that. Like, you can neutralize a running back playing receiver.
That's true. Yeah. After the second half. Yeah. Next game on the block, we had this the big one. We were on opposite sides. I had the Bengals at home. You had the Chiefs coming in. I should have took the shot with you, but I didn't. So you're safe. But that was Joey B putting his name not only into the Comeback Player of the Year award that you brought up like as soon as this shit was going on, but now he's like number 3 or number 4 in MVP voting, which is like they locked up the AFC North. His first full year, because last year he was a rookie, only played like 6 games before tearing an ACL. People were saying like, oh, he came back way too soon. Like, he's not going to be ready. Boy, him and Zach Taylor, head coach, then boy, Joe Mixon, who's at number 3 in rushing yards right now. This team is kind of looking legitimate.
I'm so glad I'm not a Chiefs fan. I feel like they'll make me take way more Tylenol than the Falcons do. Because, like, what the fuck, man? Like, don't get me wrong. The Chiefs, this is another bad game that has some bad officiating. I'm not going to lie. I'm not a ref blamer, though. I'm about play on the field. But, motherfucking, this is another bad officiating game. I'm not going to lie to you. They called back that Eric Pringle touchdown. And I think I heard Andy Reid say that they called back a kick return for a touchdown. I didn't even see that one. But it was like,
yeah, I remember that one. That was a holding that they brought back.
That shit is tough. But Joey B did his thing. Jamar Chase is half man, half amazing though. Like, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Like, even if that man is offensive player of the year, damn near. If he didn't have those slump games, like
11 catches.
Yeah, like if it wasn't for the fact that like Jonathan Taylor and Cooper Kupp are doing what they're doing, like that would be my pick for offensive player of the year as well. Like, god damn, 266 yards, 3 touchdowns. And these aren't normal touchdowns. Like, bruh's breaking, that 72-yard run, he probably had half the defense around him, caught that bitch, took it this way, shook two people this way, took it straight up on the ass, and you could just see him outrunning everybody. Just excuse me, pardon me, I'm trying to get through. There's an end zone. Excuse me. Get out my way, please. I'm trying to get to the end zone. And he got that bitch, and then he freaked the fuck out of bro. They said, damn, I wish I heard what Snoop had to say about that, because he would have been, you got moss, nephew. Like, motherfucking, that shit was bad.
Pretty sure that's what he said.
That shit was bad. And then the next one was a 69-yarder? Like, that shit was crazy. They're not making normal, just little plays. Like, I think they're an O-line away from running the AFC. Like, they could put the Chiefs like out of commission. Like, if they continue to play like the way they've been playing, because even if you can't neutralize everything. You kind of just have to pick one.
The run game is elite. You have T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd that kind of pick your poison. And then CJ, the tight end, Uzuma, like he every now and then kind of snaps. Like he has those tight end days where he catches a tutty or two of 50 yards.
I respect you, man. But the defense, how you feel about the Bengals defense?
Kansas City had 28 points at halftime. They only scored 3 in the second half. I know there was the callback they came out at halftime when they called back that special teams touchdown and the Pringle one. But yeah, like they only allowed 3 points in the second half. So maybe they made some good adjustments, but I was hoping to hear Hendricks's name, because he's low key at the number 5 spot for sacks this year. I know you keep talking about him.
He's a problem.
The secondary, they're not like anybody. Like I mean, like Eli Apple is not good. Like when he was on the Saints, there was always that big meme about him. But like they're just kind of like journeymen who are kind of just playing for their contract, it seems like to me. And like that Bengal mentality, that underdog mentality, like this is a team that was expected to win 3 or 4 games. That was their over under 3.5 games going into the season. Like, look at them now. Like this is like, so
look at me now, bitch.
No matter how I want to look at this analytically, like they defied odds to be where they're at right now. No one expected Joey B to be having 4 touchdowns, 446 yards. Jamar Chase in preseason, people were making the meme, oh, the ball's hard to catch for him. Like, and now look at him. Like shit, like Joe Mixon, like he's having a great year. He's number 3 in yards.
He is the run game. Like if we were to make a totally blitz dictionary, it was the run game, it would just be a picture of Joe Mixon.
And one thing I had seen was he's number 3 in carries behind Jonathan Taylor and Najee Harris. And then it's a big drop off to number 4. And I'm just thinking, like, I know Tom Brady is higher in the odds for MVP, and Aaron Rodgers definitely ran away with it. But like, what if Joey B didn't have the running back? Like Tom Brady's not 10. This man Joe Mixon has 269 carries. Like none of their running backs come close to what like they're handing the ball off to Joe Mixon. Like what if he had fully unleashed Joey B, which I'm not saying is good for the team, but like the numbers that could be type shit. So
there'd be a lot more interceptions. I'm not gonna lie to you. Because it's cool that they have the Mixon, so that's the defense still has to be honest with that regardless. And I like that they're not like crazy in the league, crazy leading with play action like Carson Wentz on the Colts. But he would make a lot more mistakes if you had to lean on those splash plays. Like it'd be like, oh shit, like he had to start forcing them. But I think the coolest thing about Joey B is this, like, he generally just does not give a fuck. Like he
plays
like his
swagger. Like they're like he. Yeah, I was gonna say he just has that swagger that like makes you like. I was down on the Bengals and it turned me into like, yo, I like this kid. Like this kid fucking smoking a cigar. Like he's like right after after being the Chiefs.
Nigga got me out here smoking cigars and shit.
Yeah, no. So but can they do it in the playoffs, you think?
Can they do? They're not gonna do that. Like nobody's gonna let that shit happen.
Oh no, I'm not saying to have a repeat of like 266, but this like if they match up right now, I'm not sure who to match up with, but it might be like the Chiefs, it might be the Patriots. Like It
I,
Patriots
I,
are a mean defense, like stuff like that. Again, but like I like this Joey B team because he doesn't seem like he's afraid of nothing.
he doesn't. He's like him and John Morant are real similar to me when it comes to just their mentalities in sports. They kind of just like really big. They play really, really, really big. Joe, they both play like they're 7 feet.
Yeah, not a care in the world, and that's why I think the different like Baker can act like there's no care in the world, but when he goes out and plays, it looks completely different. Joey B is like the epitome of this, like having that confidence and this, like, yo, fuck it, and not even just fuck it in a bad way, but like
He don't give a
I'm the dude.
fuck.
I'm the
Dog.
fucking dude. I'm gonna do what I want.
I love it. I love it. 446, 4 touchdowns. In the last 2 games, he's had 971 yards, 8 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. Joe Beasy, keep doing what you're doing. We love it.
And yeah, on the next game, we had the Colts losing at home to the Raiders. I'm not gonna lie, we should have seen this coming. We should have seen them boys doing it for John Madden one last time.
Fucking Derek. Every week, he just doesn't. I just don't understand that, man. Like, don't get me wrong, Carl, whatever the kicker's last name is, Carlson. That's their best player. That's their best player on offense behind Hunter Renfrow. But
Boy, don't miss.
yeah, Jit don't miss. Jit, if that's like, if I were to make a kicker 5, Young Hoku, Carlson,
Tucker.
I'm straight. Tuck, and I'm straight. Hey, I'll put 2 people on buys. 2 people on buys. And I'm busting y'all ass because them boys you can trust now. Oh, Boswell. I fuck with Boswell. This was a really good week for kicking. But hey, man, I don't know what the fuck. What the fuck? Jonathan Taylor, what did he get held to? Like 100 yards?
108 with a touchdown, but only 20 carries. So like 5, that's basically like 5 yards a carry. Like he did his thing.
They was on it. No, that low key was on his. That means they was on his ass because like he did.
There wasn't really many splash plays that that Jonathan like his touchdown was like I believe a 1 yard carry like on the goal line type shit. So like there wasn't that big. Oh, Jonathan Taylor takes from 40 yards to the house, changes momentum, like crushes the defenses, like that big gas play that kills the defense and like
the nickname JT type plays. But let me know I didn't do too many notes on this one. How did Carson Wentz, kind of my dog Carson Wentz, not come out with the dub?
He just didn't look good. He did some crazy shit where he threw the ball with his left hand again, and and like it's just like he does sometimes he just does a little bit extra too much. And like I be texting you when Josh Allen makes the dumb pass. I'm like, that's that young mentality of this. Like it's 3rd down and long, he's still throwing it into double coverage just because he wants the first down that bad. Carson Wentz is like 5 years removed from being a rookie, and he's still making plays like that. But it'll be like first down sometimes. And but when it works out, it works good. But when it don't work out, this is when people like 148 yards is not winning football. Jonathan Taylor played pretty straight, but it is something where it looks like when this team wins, it's because of the run game. When this team loses, it's because you're putting that weight on on Carson Wentz, and Carson Wentz is seeming to fold.
But what about the company, man? How did Hunter Renfrow break all?
On the other side, though, Derek Carter, Zay Jones had a big game. This is why receivers, they're kind of picking up, even because like Darren Waller was out, but Renfrow, he had 7 catches, 76 yards, and a touchdown. He's leading all receivers. So he's caught 80.7% of all balls thrown his way. He leads everyone with at least 55 catches. So anyone who qualifies. And so that I'm not gonna say he's a cheat code or nothing, but he kind of reminds me of Cooper Kupp when he had Jared Goff type thing. Like
Cooper Kupp is taking routes from bro.
Whenever he's a silent killer. And he catches all balls thrown his way, and he seems to be open a lot of times. And that reminded me of Cooper Kupp because before Matt Stafford, he was still getting 1,000-yard seasons and like 80 catches, stuff like that. So that's what Renfro kind of reminds you of, because he's getting he's gonna end this year, I think, 100 catches, over 1,000 yards. Zay Jones has stepped up to be that deep threat. He caught like a 42-yard catch. So like they found a replacement who everyone thought might be Deshaun Jackson. It's not. Zay Jones seems to be that guy. And
I did see it. My bad. I did see a play of them throwing it to Deshaun Jackson. That shit got picked off. We continue what you're saying.
Yeah, but yeah, when Darren Waller comes back next week, they play the Chargers. Must win to go to the playoffs. But I don't know. Like, we should have seen it coming. Like, John Madden, this is the Raiders. Like, all that adversity that they have seen. Like John Madden needed to get that hoorah at home. I believe they were at home for this game.
No, they was over there in Indianapolis, but they still gave him a nice little tribute though.
Yeah, so we should have known John Madden was down there on that field.
Yeah, we should have known JM was over, but JM, I gotta give him a good nickname.
JM trumps JT.
Yeah, Mr. Madden, that's who he is. I never got to meet him, so Mr. Madden.
Yeah, but good win. Keep your playoffs alive.
Now they're gonna be I know we're talking Chargers Broncos next.
Oh yeah, we can talk Chargers Broncos. They blew the bolts off the Broncos.
Hey man, excuse me. I'm trying to get into the playoffs, but yeah, they fucked them boys up. They fucked them up. That's all I gotta say about that. But let's talk about this game, because this shit finna be lit. Chargers Raiders. I know we gotta do a preview on it, but damn, dog.
Yeah, no, that's
the biggest season ever. Biggest season ever. That bit come down to the last game. Come on, dog. The NFL schedule makers, we know what they're doing, dog.
Yeah, and the craziest thing is, if they both tie in this game and the Colts lose to the Jaguars, then both the Raiders and the Chargers make it into the playoffs. So it would be like they don't have a rule for like what happens, so they both would make it. It'd be an 8 team on the AFC side.
Nice, but no, that's
probably not gonna happen. But hey, that's what I'm gonna be rooting for.
But nah, that's just gonna be lit. I can't wait to watch that one Sunday night. I might sleep for the rest of the game just so I can be up for that game, like up and at them. But no, that's a good game.
One thing I've figured out is Denver Broncos without Teddy Bridgewater and with Drew Lock, I'm not picking. I know I'm one game away. Like, there's only one more game left. But like, I don't know why it just smacked me in the face when I was just watching. I was just like, why did I pick this? Like, this quarterback stinks in NFL. No matter how good he was in college, like, he stinks in NFL. And this talk, like, I see why you wanted to put in an injured Teddy Bridgewater over this guy.
I want to know why. It's because you live in Bronco County. That boy got real estate in Bronco County.
And I'm not too sure, but I think Mike Williams and Keenan Allen both broke 1K this year. Like, they're the second receiver group.
Bro, that Mike Williams touchdown was crazy. He threw that bitch up and he just bounced into the end zone, got up and just threw that bitch up. I was like, damn, that boy the truth.
And shout out Justin Herbert, because
Jay Herbo.
Last year, he broke Peyton Manning's rookie record for touchdowns. This year, he broke Phillip Rivers' franchise record for touchdowns in a season. So, like, within 2 years, he's already carving his name in there. So,
hey, and shout out Brandon Staley. Why? I heard he's been out here kicking field goals.
He understands how much 3 points matter nowadays.
They add up, man. Just get that once in a while. You don't got to do it every time. Just kick that thing.
Let's see.
You got a good kicker.
Next game on the list, we have the Rams beating the Ravens by 1 point. Stafford threw a pick six in the very first, like one of the very first plays of the game, threw a pick six. That was my biggest takeaway, is just like, this Rams team, I know they're 12-4 and they're my pick, but like, bro, come on. Like, if you want to beat Aaron Rodgers and you want to beat the Buccaneers and I know you already beat them once, but like, this is not looking like a playoff, like, scary team going. You were saying it a couple days ago, but I'm going to stick strong with them. But come on, Stafford. You almost lost to a backup. I know Huntley's been balling, but come on.
My Ravens. What happened? What happened to John Harbaugh? Y'all boys, y'all. like y'all controlled y'all own. I feel like out of every team this season that controlled their own destiny, it was them, and they lost 5 in a row. So like, fuck. Like, damn, I think y'all and the Ravens, y'all switched mojos that day. Like the halftime, y'all switched mojos, and like y'all went on to win 6 more. They went 1-5. Like, fuck. And don't get me wrong, they played some hard teams, and this was another hard team. But like, if you don't count that pick 6, they didn't put up no points. Like, they put up maybe 1 touchdown, and then the rest was field goals. Like, they really ain't put up no points like that for real. And like, it's interesting. Stafford didn't look good, 2 picks and a fumble. But the Ravens couldn't capitalize even slightly on the first half. And what killed them was when they threw the momentum killing pick with 1 minute 29 left in the second quarter. Like, what the fuck? Like, god damn. Like, y'all had this. They had this game to win. Same thing with the Cardinals last week when they played the Rams. Like, or maybe 2 weeks ago. Like, y'all had this game. Y'all just had to capitalize because they be fucking up. And like,
there's 16-7.
There's just one thing, man. That defense is if the Colts is a company on defense, if the Colts and Steelers are companies, Fortune 500 companies, the Buccaneers are a gladiator, Viking, just Norse mythology, some just people that we just pirates, whatever you want to call them. That defense. This defense is like the lost city of Atlantis. Like, these motherfuckers just have star power all over the place. Like, everywhere you go, like, motherfucker. And like, you see Von Miller out here doing things he wasn't doing all the way in Denver because motherfucking, I feel like the game is 10 times slower to him now since he's not getting double blocked every fucking play.
He's not the number 1 pass rusher anymore.
Yeah, Leonard Floyd, Aaron Donald's getting that boy some, whew, I could breathe. He said, I can see clearly now. The rain is gone.
They got this bum on me.
Yeah, they real talk. They're like, bro, this is excuse me.
The third best pass blocker. This is the bum you put on me. Sometimes the 4th when they're or 5th when they're triple teaming Aaron Donald.
You got to do that. Like, bro, what do you want? Offensive, defensive player of the month last month?
Yeah.
Come on now, ended 2021 on top. Like, that's fucking scary.
Hey,
but nah.
And how about Odell catching the game-winning touchdown with 57 seconds left? That's what I'm saying. Like, you're right. The Ravens were in the driver's seat the whole game. They catch the interception and second drive or whatever. I think they led the whole game except for that touchdown to end with a minute left. And the Rams, like, the Baltimore is on their 6th-string DB and 7th-string DB, like.
That desperation was there. That fight was
heart
there.
was there. I'll give it to him. Back against
the Ravens deep. Oh my goodness! Like, the Rams defense literally kept the Rams in this game. If the Rams doesn't do what that doesn't. If the Rams defense have a bad game, this game the Ravens is winning like 26 to 12. Like, this should have been close.
Yeah, Stafford to me had one of those Lions games where like, they typically lose. If he was a Lion, they would have lost this game because in the box score, he had like 300 yards and it looks good on paper, minus the 2 interceptions and a fumble. But like, in the stats, it looks okay. And
but
he got no. But say what you're gonna say.
So my thing is, right. So does this game solidify Cooper Kupp and Odell as the best duo in the league right now?
No, I can't give it to him. I give it to T. Higgins, Jamar Chase right now.
Oh yeah, that is a good one. I don't know, man. But hey, put Joey B on the Rams. Put Joey B on the Rams. See what happens. That's all I gotta say.
No, but even though Odell had the TD, but like, I know, like, yardage wise, he wasn't really eating. Cooper Kupp seems to be the guy who's getting all the yards. But they're all deadly because they got Van Jefferson and Higbee. Higbee, the tight end, had like 70 yards by himself.
He almost had a fumble that almost cost him the game. Like, if they had that fumble, they would have been able to just ride that thing out. But like, super quick, I meant to say this on Dev. I was talking about the Packers and the Chiefs and the Bengals. But the Ravens held the ball for 6 minutes, kid. Zach Taylor's a fucking like that. That's some good play calling. Don't get me wrong. They had those penalties after the goal line, illegal hands to the face. I don't know. Could have went either way, but we're not gonna blame it on officiating. But damn, And like when the
Looked the other way.
defense played, like I'm just saying this because they play in the playoffs. The defense, the way the defense adjusted, they was like, okay, we're gonna play the run, we're gonna play blitz, and then they stepped back and like was like, yo, let's play cover 2 high. Let's try to get these stops behind. Let's not let nothing behind us, and it should work. Like Tyreek Hill had a doof like to get a second to get them in the red zone during before the second half was over, before the first half was over. Dude, drop that bitch. Footsteps. Like motherfucker, and that's just crazy. But back to Rams.
Also, real quick, you reminded me was just like looking back. I'm not sure. I didn't look too far into the Packers schedule, but like when they beat the Bengals, no one was really talking about the Bengals. But now looking back at it, that's a good win. Beating that team, like the Packers team is legitimate, but another team that's legitimate but had a scary run.
Oh yeah, that shit was close as fuck, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was on field goals missed one after another. But the Buccaneers beating the Jets on the last minute. Tom Brady once again with a game-winning drive.
I'm done. Hey man,
Yeah, that's the biggest story that's gonna be taken away from it is AB walking off. I know there's more to it than what's ever gonna be said, and no one's ever gonna find out the truth. But
hey, my ankle hurt, man. I can't podcast no more, Paul. Can't podcast no more.
Yeah, what are we gonna do?
Hey man, that shit was funny.
You can't do it over to get the fuck out of here, okay?
Oh damn. You know what? My shit working again. I got rent that I haven't paid yet.
Yeah, but yeah, to this day the Buccaneers have not cut him. This is 2 days removed, and he's still not cut on like actual. So they might. Hey, what if he gets traded? Like, what if someone else is like, "Fuck it, here's some like chips in this bag of soda, or a bag of chips and a soda. Give me a."
Hey, here go a couple $. Get you a new copy machine.
Yeah, but this might be the last of AB. It might not be. We'll
definitely
see.
The last. I'm gonna say it's definitely the last because I just can't take this situation seriously. Just because like there's so much that we don't know. Just because like why the hell would Bruce Arians just immediately just tell bro like if you're not gonna play then get off the field and then like get out of here. Like
rumors are circulating that like they didn't like each other for ever since the vaccination card. Their relationship hasn't looked the same. Like it went from buddy to kind of like. Maybe Bruce Arians getting a little short with him. Maybe Bruce Arians not really like giving him the attention and like kind of brushing him because Mike Zimmer took the shit seriously and is almost about to trade Kirk Cousins, like because he wanted everyone Ron Rivera like get fucking vaccinated, like so maybe it just rubbed him the wrong way. He knew he couldn't cut him, but Bruce Arians seems like someone who's also very like stuck in the like my way, the highway. So
hey. Here's my thing about Bruce Arians, right? About the situation, because I can't pick a side because I don't know what happened. I just seen the final result, and like I knew who AB was coming into this. I don't know AB. I just know AB and me have similar. Me and AB have similar character traits. Like you don't put up with shit, respect over everything, and like you're not afraid to say what you got to say, and like. We from Florida, so we don't really know how to say that like that. You know, we're Florida, we don't really sugarcoat shit. We just say what it is and what it ain't. So like, I can understand why he ended like that. If he's gonna go out, like man, fuck this, I'm out. I just think it was funny that they really took a picture of bro, the Uber, and when bro posted the super gremlin, I was like, bro, I'm fucking crying. And like this.
No, my bad. Continue.
And then this is the last I want to say because we still gotta talk about this game because this game was a good ass game. But like, this nigga said, I knew the game wasn't over, but I still left because I'm a gremlin. I was like, no. That's what I was like, okay, I can't take this serious.
The song with it.
Yeah, you can't take it serious. You just can't take whatever happened. Just know we've never seen nothing like this. Probably won't see nothing like this again. And just like, we'll never know what actually happened. Like, regardless, this side's gonna say this side's gonna say that, and there's never gonna be no in between.
Yeah, I just think
shout out Mike Evans for trying to stop it because that's what a real
only one.
Everybody was just quiet, not saying that, but he was like, "Come on, bro, that's what a real homeboy does. That's a real nigga right there." I don't like the Bucks. I don't even like Mike Evans, but Mike Evans is a real nigga.
Yeah, he's the only one. But I do think it's over because, like you said, the after antics was kind of like if there was maybe a window maybe still open, the post, the song drop, and also like him getting the Uber, just the whole story that it developed with after the security guard. Yeah,
bro was at the Nets game. Bro was at the Nets game the next day. Courtside, bro, still in New York.
Yeah. It's like the antics afterwards is just like, yeah, that window's closed. Had a great career though, great career. But onto the game.
He goes into the Hall of Fame or not.
I think people are dumb that are saying that Tom Brady now is the MVP because AB walked off the field, his whatever best receiver, and he came back and beat the Jets with him. It's the Jets. All right, everybody chill out. The narrative y'all try to push for Tom Brady, and like if Aaron Rodgers would have did it, they would have been saying it's the Jets. He almost lost to the Jets. Oh my God. But
the media is terrible. The media is terrible.
Zach Wilson looked good though. Zach Wilson showed some life. He battled there. They were short on. I don't know if you saw, but that fourth down before Tom Brady got the ball, they went for it. Do you think that's the best play call? 4th and 2 on the.
It doesn't matter just off the fact that like they kick the field goal, Tom Brady brings it back, and then they go and then they hit the 2-point conversion. Like it does. Like that's the thing. Like they just did.
Oh no, I'm not saying is it field goal or that. I think you go for it. But do you think going for QB sneak for 2 yards is the best play call?
It's not the best play call because it didn't work, but that's what a QB sneak is. Like I wouldn't have QB sneaked against that defense. Like literally. But at the end of the day, that's what a QB sneak is. Like, yo, let's sneak this in because like I bet you nobody thought that was coming. Like nobody to this day, it was so bad they're still talking about it. Like that's what the Q. That's like if you said, "Yo, hey," if they looked at my dog Robert Salaloa and they was like, "Yo, what 4 quarter situation or what we like at 4th and 2?" Niggas be like, "Damn, I'm not gonna hold you." They told me. They told
Robert Saleh sitting there, hands on shoulders like this the whole time.
real shit. And I'm telling you, when he calls his plays like this. Jit don't move. Jit be like this. Jit be, I promise you, he be covering his mouth, but his mouth can't be moved. He just be on his bed. Like, I swear to God, like, no other part of his face moves. He just be in that bed. And I just be like, no wonder they be losing. Zach Wilson be making up his own plays. But nah. But when that situation, like, 4th, you looking like, what's your best 4th? Nobody saw that coming. And, like, if it worked, it would have been like, oh my goodness, these geniuses. Like, bro, they probably told him in this interview, you better punt it on every 4th down. Like, they told him that in the beginning.
I just know Braxton Berrios was like their goal line scorer for every play. And he seemed to be like the life of like all the touchdowns and like special teams. He's kind of, he makes some plays. I thought they were going to probably draw something up with them. But like you said, that's a good point. Like, their defense is probably thinking they're drawing something up for him. No one thought Zach Wilson, rookie quarterback, not really big in size, is gonna go for the QB sneak on us with our front 7.
Nah, deadass. And like, what was the best play in that situation? A screen pass, a slant, a play action? Regardless, that defense would have came through. So like, there was like, regardless, they made the good decision. They just show that they're the Jets at the end of the day.
And Brady's Brady, and somehow or another, a minute left. It doesn't matter. He somehow finds a way to score.
And lastly, right? So that was a good aspect. I'm not gonna lie, that was a good ass drive. That was kind of nice. But fuck that nigga. But lastly, another reason why I really understood why I felt for Bruce Arians, where I was like, okay, you kind of just want to win this game. Like, you're down 24-10 against the Jets. You don't really give a fuck about any of the other bullshit. You know Bruce playing on a torn Achilles right now?
No, I did not know.
Yeah, bro, coaching on a torn Achilles. Like, they said it's 50% just torn off.
Shout out to him paying like some of the players. Like, hey, bro, coach it. Be about it. Stand on what you preach.
So like when he said, because even though he said he didn't know anything about the ankle, but if Antonio Brown, who was already in the game and then played, he got cleared for his ankle last week and played well, and then motherfucking cleared. He got cleared to play this week. If you came in there, even if you came in there and said, "Oh, my ankle hurts," like I feel like Bruce Arians probably one of those like, Well, then rub some dirt on it. Like,
It's an
stop
old
being a
school
bitch. Like, yeah, just like an old school people. And like, I don't even like the Bucks. Like, I don't like them. I fuck with Bruce Arians though, but I don't like them boys. But like, I'm just looking from both sides. That like, regardless, there was no right or wrong in the situation. It's like this is what fucking happened.
Yeah, that's
And like,
why one person felt one way, one person felt another. No one's right and no one's
and
wrong.
this is yeah, he handled it the way he knew how to handle it. Like, if you started slapping motherfuckers up, niggas would go crazy.
Yeah, then now everyone's looking at it even crazier.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, niggas be going crazy.
But next game, this one's big for Eagles fans out there. They clinched themselves a playoff run, 9-7. They beat Washington. Washington defense didn't look too good, but they did have their. They almost took out Jalen Hurts after the game with their stadium, though.
Oh, bro, that shit was crazy. But yeah, man, you know, we're shooting a podcast right now. So motherfucking, but that shit was lit when I seen that. But it was cool because it was cool that he did that, and then the fans were just straight. They didn't trip or nothing. Nah, but I would have stayed on the floor. Especially my team just lost. I'm staying on the floor to look.
Bro,
I'm hurt.
Eagles fans right there. I don't know how many fans of maybe they travel well, but some of them got their way up to that tunnel.
Yeah,
Big asses almost broke everything. Almost broke Jalen Hurts.
And they took a nice little picture with him. That was a cool. Yeah, it got handled smoothly. But I bet you if it was basketball and I was LeBron, I'm hurt. Oh my goodness! Like I remember LeBron almost got sued for tackling dude when he made the shot for 50,000. I was like, motherfucker. Yeah, I'm shocked that didn't go sideways. I'm okay hoping it does because like I'm always down for NFL. People got normal people, civilians getting inside the NFL pocket, but get inside that NFL bag real quick. But this was a great game. This was a good divisional game. And like Jalen Hurts just threw 214. Like that's it. There's nothing else on his thing. He might not even got sacked. But like he made some great plays. Like he showed that he's a ball player today. Like he made some great plays late in the game. Not late in the game, but while they were down. Like he never showed any sign of poise. He never looked like he was about to give up. He never looked crazy. He was just doing what he does. So like shout out that boy. That boy really come on now, the grimy Eagles. But you haven't heard me say that in a little bit because they've been looking a lot polished lately. They've been looking like some nice little peacocks or something. They might be some fire out the ashes over there. Boys might turn into some phoenixes in the playoffs. But like shout out Nick Sirianni. You're not in Coach of the Year candidate. I'll be the guy to say it. But like you definitely did some great shit. You did some great shit this season. You're the new coach and you figured out and you got this team to the playoffs that started off slow. So shout out them boys. And this was a good game. I think the football team started off strong. Heineke was perfect until I want to say he threw a pick or maybe fumbled. He did some stupid pick. Yeah, he threw a pick. Yeah, he was perfect until then though. But the Eagles defense just adjusted. And that's the coolest thing about the Eagles because I noticed this first game. Because, like, they blamed it on the O-line. But I was like, I'm not going to lie to you, kid. Them boys is kind of big up front. And they've been missing the best player for the entire year. So, like, shout out that defense. And Rodney McLeod got that game-calling pick. Like, that shit was nice. You seen that shit?
Yeah.
The one where he got that bitch on the floor? That shit was nice, kid. That shit was and I don't fuck with the Eagles like that. But, hey, man, y'all boys fly high. Y'all keep playing like y'all playing. Y'all doing y'all thing.
Yep. Clinched playoff spot. Shout out them. No one really thought they were another team that had a low over under. Like I think it was 4 wins for them. So like,
but it was ranked number 32 on the like prior rankings. I think when the games, and I was just like, really, like over the Jaguars? That's crazy.
That is crazy. But yep. We only got 2 more games left. Both of them were real ugly. We can kind of really zoom through them. 49ers and Texans. Trey Lance, he didn't look bad. He threw 2 touchdowns. Shanahan's offense always looks well. Deebo Samuel, I think, had a touchdown. Elijah Mitchell had 100 and like 20 yards and a touchdown. Texans only put up 7 points. You're not going to win many games for only putting up 7. And I'm a big Davis Mills fan.
Big Davis Mills fan. He can't be trusted. I don't know if I like anybody in the Texans. I got to do some research. I might be a Rex Burkhead fan.
I think Brandon Cooks caught the only touchdown for the. Yeah, he did.
Oh yeah, that's your cousin right there.
And do you have anything on that game, or do you want to jump into the next one?
You know, I ain't watched that fucking game. I didn't even do nothing.
Yeah, 49ers are still in the playoffs with that game. That's the only thing that matters for this one. Next game, we had the Saints beating the Panthers.
Oh my God, Matt Rule, be out of there. Sam Darnold, get him out of there. The O-line, get him out of there. Like, this team is just hurtful on so many different situations. And they've been playing with, don't get me wrong, they've played with 11 different O-line combinations. It's hard to get the unity and all that good stuff. But Cam Jordan got 3.5 sacks. Like, the Saints got 7 sacks.
I was like,
what? What? Bro,
7 as a team?
Get them out of there, kids. Get them out of there. Just leave. I'm telling you, just last game, just come out with pink slips and just start handing the bitches out and just like, oh yeah, we're just keeping the defense this season. Everybody else can go. Like,
and on I believe one of the sacks, Darnold lost the fumble. I mean, some of the sacks really weren't his fault. He was just getting blown up, but at the same time, like, the Panthers as a whole has been so ugly. We really only picked them just to screw over the Saints season.
Nah, we definitely was like, you know what? No, I'm changing my pick. Bro, I wanted to switch my pick. I don't even count this as a pick that I won. Like, motherfucker. But don't let the score fool you, 18-10. Taysom Hill ain't shit. Marquez, his receivers make him look a lot better than he actually is. Oh, I forgot to bring that up during the Chargers game. What's it called? Brett did take that kick back. That shit was clean. But the Marquez Callaway, you seen the catches bro was making? Like, he ain't do that shit against the Dolphins. But he got 10 targets for 6 receptions, 97 yards. That boy was making some tough catches. I don't think the Saints offense was really good at any point. I think they just got across the field close enough because the kicker was balling. I don't know. I put him over Taysom Hill when it comes to scoring. Like, if this was a pickup game, I'm like, hey yo, Mal, come with me. Hey yo, what I'm looking at? What position do you even play? Yeah, I don't even know what to use him for. Hey yo, Mal, come over here. I need somebody to kick that thing for me. But yeah, my takeaways from this is Cam Jordan, monster, and Matt Rule, get the fuck out of there. Like, these are my division rivals. Like, I don't care.
Great defense from the Saints. Like, they put 7 sacks.
2 turnovers.
They didn't even their running game with Alvin Kamara didn't do much. 13 carries, 32 yards. Like,
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think this was his better game too, because like this is one of his better games this season.
And on the passing side, he did do his thing. 5 catches, 68 yards.
Yeah.
But
he scored.
No, I was just gonna say, this is a team. I don't think the Saints really like their defense won, but if you're just grading offenses, it's not like the Saints off. It's not like they won. It was just the Panthers lost. Like that's just how bad the Panthers played.
Nah, real motherfucking talk. But hey, man, those are your cousins. Like, those are peoples.
Yeah, no, Sam Darnold. I mean, he cost a lot of money, so he might be there, but I'm pretty sure he might be back up. There is a franchise where you're really looking at it like, where do we start? And like, that's where you do not want to be come week 18.
Oh, bro. Hey, so you got anything else for that game?
Nah, the Saints, I mean, they got a slimmer to make the playoffs. That's the biggest takeaway from that game. And if they do make it, they do have a solid defense. Who knows? Like,
who they gotta play though? Who gets
the Bucks? The way he's lining up, they might be playing the Bucks.
Nah. Who they gotta play week 17 to see to decide if they go?
They're playing the
Who they gotta go through?
They gotta go through an ATL.
Come on now, hey, the Saints playoffs hopes go through ATL, nigga. We decide if y'all get to go or not. Nil. But hey, man, I forgot to bring this up. Joey B used to play high school AAU basketball. Like that makes a lot of sense though. Imagine like Joey B on the court playing pickup.
No, because there's a lot of shit. There's a lot of shit being on the court.
And imagine being a white boy and being nice, especially like because he's our age, so like he went through the same shit you used to go through. You get
used to talking it back.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, bro, that's what I was like. That makes so much sense. Like, he just genuinely doesn't give a fuck. He could just carry himself so well on the court. Like, yo, like LeBron, like he probably got the cigars from Kobe and Michael,
or an Ocho maybe. You think
yeah,
Ocho probably sent them boys.
Oh, bro, Ocho better be sending him cigars on the daily. But hey, man, I fuck with them boys. I'm not gonna lie to you. Joey B and the boys.
Crazy statistic. I didn't. You reminded me of it. Jamar Chase has 8 touchdowns of 30 or more yards. That's more than 30 other teams in NFL, and out of 31 other teams. Like that, he is the deep threat. Like he is the essence. Like that's just credible as a first year. That's something. That's like Randy Moss-esque. Like
he's not crazy big doing that shit. It's genuine, like raw, pure skill. Like he's doing like his mechanics are all the way there, and he's faster than everybody.
Yeah, and LSU, Justin Jefferson and him side by side with Joey B. Like looking back on it, you didn't like. There's a reason why they broke all those records.
Nah, and it's crazy because like I don't know about Jamar Chase, but Justin Jefferson didn't get crazy recruited out of high school, and Joey B said if he didn't get the starting job, he would have just quit football and got a job.
But I give him so much respect because the 3 years before LSU was not good, and he was the starter for the like 1.5 seasons, and then he just watched so much film, and then when he came into that last year, they just broke all those records. And I was just
shout out Joey B. That's a real ball player. I'm hoping for the best for him in the future because he got a couple of MVPs coming.
Yes, sir. But break us down, Kev. Send us out.
Hey man, if you didn't know, now you know, you bitch. This has been the Totally Blitzed podcast, you bitch. And you know who I'm coming with, Paul Pick'em with him concert. You know what I'm saying? It's been your boy Lil KK, aka the Don PYE, aka Kev Waterboy Savoy, aka the motherfucker repping his school because why? Niggas go back to school tomorrow. It's been 5. I'm working on a 2-year degree and I'm going on year number 5, kid. But this might be the one. This might be the one. I don't know. But hey, man, stay with your grind, man. If you're doing something, keep doing what you're doing, man. Because that's what we're here for, man. Niggas is out here trying to elevate and grow. Fuck what you heard. And if you don't know, now you know. There's been another episode of Totally Blitz. You bitch.
Got a problem with being problematic. Get the light beam on me ready for electrostatic. Don't you step into this box if you're not batting. Then my gang got tools. You could call them boy crap, man. This gang got rules, man. You better watch your passes. This ain't not.